Ladies and gentlemen, fellow decoders around the world, wherever you may be, my name is Logan and this is Decode Your Reality. We're going to be doing another Decoding Shorts. I've been trying to get some content off the shelf and onto this platform for all you great decoders to see. This one's been a huge request, so I'm going to blast right through this. This will be Elon, Reeve, Musk Decoded. So let's jump right into it. We're going to rifle right through these, ladies and gentlemen. So Elon was born on June 28th, 1971. The big takeaway is 28 being tied to Lucifer, 71 being tied to the element lutetium. And you're going to see that during this presentation. But we bring in right away the picture, the photograph of what Elon Musk's birthday is all about according to the tarot. So this is his birth card, the Two of Clubs, which is the Two of Wands, and this is a perfect representation to describe this guy because this is the card of the futurist. Notice some of the keywords at the bottom of that card: future planning, etc., etc. This is the futurist card. The person is standing in between the two pillars. Those two pillars represent the Ark of the Covenant, and he's holding in his hand, or this figure's holding in his hand, the world in the palm of their hands, and they're just looking out. This is the card of the futurist. So right off the bat, bam, we get the futurist card with Elon Musk, the first bam of the night. So moving along, ladies and gentlemen, this card, the Two of Wands, is the 24th card in the deck if you count the Fool as 0 and 22. And it's very interesting because you go right into SpaceX. And why was it SpaceX? Well, I'm sure there's going to be various reasons if you go and ask him why, but when you use the alphabetical expressions, X is the 24th letter, and again, you go right back to his birth card. So we have the 24 tied to the X, 24 tied to his tarot birth card, and the 24 tied to the futurist. And obviously, the 24 being tied to the X chromosomes. What has that got to do with everything? Well, how about this? Because this is really what is the big takeaway for this entire presentation, folks. To keep it really simple, it's this Neuralink, the big company up in the Bay Area, San Francisco. It's actually in Fremont, California, the East Bay, and there's $1 billion plus, a lot of money in the billions into this company, raising money and hacking the brain and tying it into the computer and artificial intelligence. Obviously, this is not a secret, but notice that it's the number 30. So this is what we're going to start with. This 30, this is a big deal, right? 30 is tied to the two elements on the periodic table. The first one being phosphorus, the second one being zinc. Phosphorus through the Greek is going to once again go back to Lucifer, the morning star. It's going to be tied to the devil card as well. And then we have the element zinc. This is element's essential. Phosphorus, these elements are part of being a human being. Zinc's tied to Santa Claus, okay, going down the roof. And if you take these and add them up, 30 and 15 is 45, going to give you Pandora's box. 30 and 65 is going to give you 95, which is going to be one half of the I am. And you can mess around with these a little more. I'll let you guys and gals expand upon that. But here, when we bring it into the string of pi, the 3.141 pi, you'll see that it appears at digit 60, 64 and 65. You add those up, you get 129. That's going to give you the element tellurium, which is tied to the prison planet. 64 going right back to the 64 possible codons in our D and A. What do you think that this whole thing's all about? Hacking into the D and A, the double helix, the yin yang, the brain. That's the brain. The brain is the yin yang. So with a 30 is really where it's all at, ladies and gentlemen, through the rules of numerology, the science of numbers. Now you get into Gnosticism and what they call the god of this world, the demiurge. The demiurge, and then you bring in some theology, Judaism and Christianity, and there's your God of the Bible. Just like that. So what do you think's running Elon Musk? What do you think is giving him all these ideas? Well, this is saying that the God of the Bible is doing that. Oh, I know. Some of you may not want to be believers in that. That's totally fine, but this is pretty crystal clear here. Let's keep going, though. Let's talk about the cards of illumination in the tarot with this number 30 tied to the Neuralink. The 30th card in the deck for the cards of illumination, the Four of Diamonds. Diamonds, Lucy in the sky with diamonds. and the 4 meaning the box, the cube. But the tarot gives us the photograph, and it's the 4 of Pentacles. These pentacles through the tarot are going to represent us. And this card means holding on tight, not wanting to let go. The 68, this is the 68th card in the deck tied to erbium and the demiurge called the Tetragrammaton. This is the Tetragrammaton's card right here, not wanting to let you go. And perhaps exchanging the energy from the physical to the quantum with this neural link. And maybe this is exactly where we're going, and we don't have a choice in the matter. We don't have a choice in the matter. I'm not saying that is absolute. I'm saying it's a possibility. But this 4 of Pentacles and this 4 of Diamonds tied to the Jack in the Box. If you live in the United States, you've probably been to this fast food restaurant. If you've never been in the US, this is a really big fast food restaurant, and this is the big cosmic joke. Because the actual founder of Jack in the Box, Robert Oscar Peterson, founded this Jack in the Box franchise. It's a franchise on February 21st. And what card is the February 21st card? Well, it just so happens to be the same exact card that's tied to the Neuralink. So this is the joke. See, we're all Jack stuck in the box. If you're female, you're going to be Jill, Jack and Jill. And we're now even more. This is being stuck in the box. Do we ever get out? That's the big question. Or do we just level up, exchange energies, change avatars, change characters, et cetera, et cetera? Is this our future? Is this where we're going? I know a lot of you are not going to like that, but what if we don't have a choice? But anyway, moving forward, this Neuralink tied to the medicine cards, the 52 cards of the medicine deck, how valuable these are, created by a bunch of Native Americans. It's the rabbit. Follow the white rabbit. Now you get into the Matrix, Neo. Knock, knock, follow the white rabbit. Obviously, right there on that moon. The moon is one half of the brain because the brain is the right and left hemispheres, and it's the yin-yang, and the yin-yang is the so below. And here's the graphic for that right here, ladies and gentlemen. So the as above is the sun and the moon, which is the Ark of the Covenant. And we get that through the spelling of these two elements, argon and potassium, spelling out the word arc. They're element 18 and 19. Then we get the picture through the tarot. It's the moon and the sun. This is the Ark of the Covenant above our heads. This is the Ark of the Covenant above our heads. And then it comes down to become man or woman. And then you get into the so below. And there it is. It's the sun and the moon making up the right and left hemispheres of the brain, making up your left and right eyeballs, etc., etc. And when you spell out the word arc, notice that it's a 1, 2, 2. Gives you the total of 5. 5 is man. 5 fingers, 5 toes, the pentagram. And then you get into this element right here to give us the picture. It's the all-seeing eye of Horus. Horus being Jesus. Jesus being Lucifer. It's all the same thing, folks. And antimony having one of its atomic masses of 122. And this is a big deal right here. Because then we get into Elon, Reeve, Musk, and his alchemology. Alchemology is taking numerology and then combining it with alchemy, taking each letter into the number, and then that number being tied to the element that it represents. So here is Elon Reeve Musk through his alchemology. You add it up using the trusty calculator. Look at the number we get. Bam, 122. Antimony again. So ladies and gentlemen, this guy, you think his mind's his own? Who do you think's running his mind? Same thing that's running your mind. This is what his job is. You may not like his job, but that's what his job is. And there it is, as above, the Ark of the Covenant, the sun and the moon, so below, the all-seeing eye of Horus. It's right inside your brain. And what is he trying to tap into? The brain. And I'm going to get more to that in just a little bit. 58 being puppet master. Obviously, that's a dead giveaway. And there's so much more to that than meets the eye right there. Antimony, when you say antimony through the science of numbers, it gives us the number 28. And just like that, we have a connection to Lucifer, which is tied to Horus, which is tied to Jesus. It's all the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. All the same thing. And then we bring in the movie, of course. I got this decode coming out. Lucy, Scarlett Johansson, right here. And this movie was all about using 100% of the brain. How would you accomplish that in the technology we have right now? With the Neuralink, of course. Artificial intelligence. Tapping in like Cerebral in the X-Men. And some of these elements you can spell, some of these words you can spell out using the periodic table. Lucifer is one of them. You can spell out Lucy as well. But there's Lucifer right there. And it's kind of a no-brainer right here, ladies and gentlemen, that Elon Musk's alchemology is 122 when you add it up. You should know what yours is. And it's tied to Lucifer. It's pretty crystal clear here. And it's tied to the movie Lucy. And Lucy, what's really fascinating about Lucy, let me just show you real quick. Here it is. The guy who directed it, the guy who wrote it, this guy right here, he's from France. Luc Besson, born on March 18th. He's got the 5 of Diamonds card, which is the 31st card, which is tied to the words ride or die. And when you do his numerology of his name, he's got 77. If you watched my Hotel Capricorn Decoded, the Hotel California by the Eagles, that's this, 77, which is tied to our eyeballs. Okay, so what do you think this means? It's tied to the human being experience. July 25th, when this movie came out, here's the card that's linked to it, the July 25th card, the 16th card in the deck, and that's really interesting because just like that, we have Lucifer, because Thomas John Ellis, the guy they casted to play Lucifer, guess what birth card he's got? This one. He's born on November 17th, same card as the premiere date of Lucy. So Lucy, Lucifer, not a coincidence there, ladies and gentlemen. Using 100% of the brain. How would you do that? Through the Neuralink. And this is what it comes down to right here. This is probably the big takeaway out of the entire Decoding Shorts presentation of Elon Musk. And this is a possibility, ladies and gentlemen, that really took me away. I tell you, because this is what it may just mean in the theology of the Bible. It's the inner eye, because the Christ, a lot of people believe in Christ. They put their faith in Christ. He's going to be my savior. Well, if you go to Matthew 6:22, he says, let thy eye be single. I was always thinking it was the third eye. Close your eyes, it's the third eye. But what if, ladies and gentlemen, these two eyes, they form a trinity, they form a triangle with the Neuralink. And now this becomes the single eye. Because you take the two eyes here, and then it goes to the single eye right here. How about that as a possibility? Well, if you'd say inner eye, if you do the numerology of it, it's a number 9, but it's a 1521. When you say 1521, you get 71. This guy was born in 1971, and there's the very first element to spell out Lucifer. It's lutetium. Lutetium, named after Paris, France. And you just go right back. This guy's from Paris, France. See the connections? They're just so crazy. And then this just right here. So ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to postulate here as a possibility, and I have said this, theology is a book of transhumanism. Do we have a choice? Are we just moving into that and we're moving out of the physical experience of being a human being? I mean, the inner eye, let thy eye be single. Is this the single eye? Very, very possible that it is, ladies and gentlemen. It kind of blew me away when I kind of put it 2 and 2 together by getting just this right here. This was what I got right there. And then we're gonna leave this Elon Musk Decoded, trying to talk fast here with a little bit of astrology. You got 2 charts. Very, very first one I'm going to show you is the sidereal, the Vedic, and the big takeaway is, he's big on occupy Mars. What does that mean? Occupy Mars. Well, I found online his birth time. I don't know if it's accurate, but I found one that says he was born at 6:30 a.m. Not sure if he was or not. So the houses may change, but the nakshatras and the zodiac signs will not. So here's Mars in the Vedic, okay? And right next door is Rahu, right there on the cusp of the 23 and 22. It's on the 23rd nakshatra. Inside the 23rd nakshatra, which is owned and operated by Capricorn, which is Chronos, which is time. So you have the masculine Mars moving into Capricorn, and you have Rahu there, the dragon's head, to bring it all, the cause of everything. Right here, this is what he's got. And the 23rd nakshatra, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we talked about that, right? Each cell normally contains 23 pairs of chromosomes. I showed this earlier with the DNA. So is this what this means here from an esoteric standpoint? There's a lot of other layers to this. But the Mars is in the 23rd nakshatra in the sign of Capricorn, which is ruled by Chronos. Pretty interesting right there. And then if we take a look at the Western, the tropical, those of you that are fans of the tropical, a little different, but kind of ties it in really nicely with his latitude, longitude, where he was born, Pretoria. Pretoria, 25 degrees, south, 28 degrees east. The Mars position for him, I had to overlay the nakshatras over the Western chart. It's in the 25th nakshatra called Purva Bharapata. And this Purva, this is what it means. Technology is one of the favorable positions for this. And he was born at 25 degrees south latitude. His Mars is in the 25th nakshatra. I don't know if this is going to be right in the houses because this is at 12:01 a.m. and I don't have a crystal clear definitive on the birth time for Elon Musk. But if it is, it would be, it would be in the sign of Aquarius. And, I guess I missed this one, but even Pretoria, when you go and you do the numerology of Pretoria, folks, it's a 30. Okay, so you go all the way back to here and the Neuralink. The guy was born in the city of Pretoria, which is 30, creates this company called Neuralink, which is 30. You think he was sitting down with numerology saying, well, Pretoria, I'm from there and it's 30, so I got to make sure I call it Neuralink. I don't think so, ladies and gentlemen. This guy's mind is not his own, just like your mind is not your own. And these are all telling. We're all Jack stuck in the box, Jack and Jill stuck in the box, following the White Rabbit, the Ark of the Covenant running from the as above, so below, and running the all-seeing eye inside your brain. These are dead giveaways. This guy's mind's on his own. So Lucy in the sky with diamonds, etc., etc. Lucy, Lucifer, all this stuff is very telling. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Elon, Reeve, Musk, Decoded, Decoding Shorts. My name is Logan. Until next time, we will see you later.